Okay, we are live, Tina, and the peeps are coming in. Hello, everyone. It's great to have everyone here today. As usual, my usual announcement, please remember that if you want to be brought on live to ask your question, you raise your hand. The icon is at the bottom of the screen. And if you want your question read, please type it on the Q&A. There is also an icon at the bottom. Just a reminder that the online part of the retreat in Sedona is up for sale. Members get a preferred discount. So please make sure that if you're going to register, that you use the link in Mighty Networks. I've had to reverse a couple of transactions of people that went to the public link, and that charges you more. So don't do that. Go through Mighty Networks, and please share the good word that this is up for sale for non-members as well, because these are times where we need this information. So thanks to all for your support. And Tina, it's all you.
Okay, thanks everyone for joining us today. I actually have lighting today here because I have a blue tarp over my window they're putting the roof on my house this week. So that's all very exciting. Delphi is at my feet. So if a burglar tries to get in during the live stream, there will be extremely loud barking. Just be aware of that it can happen, but she likes to be on the floor beside me. So I've had quite a bit of a week. I had a little bit of a sickness myself come on, and I know it's because of the stress of what's going on in the world. A good ACIM student that I am not immune from the insanity of what's happening right now. And I'm having to look at the consequences that I've created in my own body. We have vaccine passports being implemented in British Columbia tomorrow. So I was at a demonstration this week promoting freedom of choice, and there was a great turnout. I think we had 300 people, which for Salt Spring is like 3,000 anywhere else. But I have made a decision. If Justin Trudeau gets in again, I will be leaving Canada. He will be coming out full force if he gets in again, and he has made no bones that he is going to be persecuting unvaccinated people. So that's really the tumultuousness that I've been going through that has caused stress in my body this week. This huge decision. You know, we see what's happening in Australia, and Canada is right behind. So you know, it's a very intense time for anybody living here, and very distressing at all if you have any interaction with the outside world, which of course I do. I'm a nosy person, so I've always got my finger on the pulse of what's happening. To my detriment this week, it turns out. So there you go. I had a lesson to learn about managing my mind this week. So if any of you are feeling stress, if any of you are coming down with something and you kind of realize that, oh yeah, I've had an emotional week, just, you know, double down on your Course in Miracles stuff. That's what I'm having to do, is choosing not to go onto my computer at times, picking up the course, reading it, reading the Masters of the Far East book. Anytime I feel that 3D fear coming up and that confusion about what to do and how to handle my life. So let's see what, I just wanted to share that so that you all know I'm going through the same thing you are. See what Jesus has to say to us today. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus. We have told you that the pressures are going to continue to increase. As Course in Miracles students, we remind you that the fears that come to the surface, the pains and sufferings that you feel during a period of pressure have always been there. They represent the beliefs you have that are not in alignment with truth. So this is a good thing. Our dear one is experiencing levels of her consciousness that she has not experienced before, or she has not experienced for a long time. So when things like leaving a country she loves comes up as an option, the 3D aspects of her mind begin to balk at that decision. Now, our dear one was born in England, lived in New Zealand, went back to England, has lived in Canada, and has been to many, many places around the world. If she looks at her history, and if she looks at her family contribution to her psyche, international migration has played a big part in that psyche. So she has had preparation for a big shift such as she is contemplating. And this is what dawned on her a couple of days ago. She has never thought that somebody, let's say, retiring to Mexico was stupid. She's never thought they were stupid. She's always thought that's a great idea. And she's beginning to realize that there are ideas that she's always held about living an adventurous life. There are ideas she's always held about not being held back by material possessions that are coming up for review in her consciousness now. And they will be coming up for many of you who feel that you have to move, who feel that being where you are is a greater threat than trying something new. You will feel this if you are dealing with family disagreements that you've ignored or brushed under the carpet up until now. When you look at them from the correct point of view, what you are seeing is that these are issues that have always been there. They have merely been subterranean. They have been brushed under the carpet. So, for example, with our dear one, there are many times that she has wanted to move, but because her children were in Canada, she didn't want to do that permanently. Yesterday, what dawned on her mind was that now her children are men and they have their own lives and they are choosing their own lives. And now is the time for her to go deep into her own soul and ask, what does she really want, regardless of what anybody else is doing? And this is something that those of you that have made the choice to be different than other people, because that's what this teaching is after all. A Course in Miracles teachings are not for the masses. They are for the few who have come to a place in their spiritual evolution where they care about their ascension process, where they care about their awakening process more than they care about social niceties, more than they care about the profession, more than they care about their family's approval. And this is something that many of you have been processing over the years that you have been doing A Course in Miracles. You have come out of the closet, so to speak, and posted some of the videos that we've done. Now, we certainly challenge some of you to do that, but we wanted you to feel that challenge of, are you being honest in your life? Are you being truthful to yourself? Are you being truthful to other people? If you are ashamed of what you believe in, trust us, you are going to manifest some difficult situations in the physical world. Because what you are saying is, I believe in this, but I believe in other people's opinions of me more than what I feel is valuable. And when you believe what other people think about you more than what you think of yourself, guess what happens? Other people override you because you, in your very frequency, are saying they are more important than you. And this is what is happening at this time in your global community. People who do not love themselves, who do not respect themselves, who do not speak up honestly about what they value and do not pursue in their own lives what they value, are being overridden. And that's what is actually happening. There is a reflection coming to all of you that you have not loved yourselves. How do you know? Because your governments do not love you. They do not respect you. They do not value what you want. They do not care about what you want. And they are showing it in spades because they have to. Now is the time for ascension. And if they do not do it now, they will lose complete control of the ascension process. So what they are doing in actual fact is their very, very best to slow down the ascension process, because the ascension process means the end of their system. It means the ends of their careers. It means the end of their finances. It means the end of everything that they have worked towards. Now, there are human beings within the system who are very, very scared because they see that there is some groundswell, some grassroots movement happening that means that they are going to be, we'll say, in the line of fire of a lot of very angry people as this tide turns. And the tide is turning because the hand that the governments are playing is really becoming obvious to people. It's really becoming obvious that this has nothing to do with health. And for those of you that are still concerned about your health as it relates to this particular named virus, we will call it, you have in your experience, if you're worried about your health, you are having the experience of experiencing something that is negative, that is fear-driven. You are never susceptible to outside invasion when you are healthy. You are never susceptible to outside spiritual invasion when you are focused on love. You are never susceptible when you have real immunity, and real immunity is God-given in that sense that your body is designed to work with billions of viruses. Your earth contains so many viruses that it is incomprehensible to the ordinary human mind. How have you stayed alive all these years? How has your society managed to keep any babies alive with all of these millions of viruses? Because you are designed to live with them. You're designed to live with them. Your immune system is designed to accommodate them, understand them, create a system of defense against them. That is what it's designed to do. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to think about your breathing. You don't have to think about your digestion. You don't have to think about your heartbeat, because it is intelligence that you have been given that takes care of all of those things. When you have a loss of natural intelligence, which is basically what television does to your society, what mass media propaganda does to your society, it dumbs people down enough so that their systems stop working properly and they become vulnerable to invasion of all different kinds. And yes, we mean spiritual invasion as well. When you're holding the frequency of fear, there are spiritual entities of all levels, and they will find that crack in your spiritual armor, knowing that there is a belief in death and sickness, and that is a low frequency belief. It is like a crack in your spiritual armor. Now, we are not judging you for that. What we are saying is be aware of that, be aware of how it feels. How does it feel when you get frightened? It doesn't feel very good. What does that mean? If something doesn't feel very good, it means you're off track. Your guidance system is telling you that you're off track, that you should be feeling good, that you should be feeling excited. Now, our dear one this week has yelled at us a couple of times, saying certain things about being put in this position. But what all of you have to understand is that when you feel that you've been put in a position, you are immediately taking the role of victim. You are immediately taking the role of, I had nothing to do with this. So as you go through these pressures, as you go through these fluctuations within your society, every time you feel bad, stop and ask yourself, how am I playing the victim here? How am I playing the victim here? So our dear one did that this week because she had that feeling that she was being painted into a corner. And as that yucky feeling arose within her, she started to question. She's trained. She knows how to do this. What am I thinking that is bad? Oh, that Canada's the only place in the world that I can live. That was the first thing she realized, and that is not true. She has an online business. She can live pretty much anywhere she wants to. So she started to look at places where there were no restrictions, and what are those places like? How can she get Delphi to those places? Because trust us, she's not leaving Delphi behind. But as our darling Carol so rightly mentioned a while ago, she shipped a horse from Costa Rica to Minnesota. So Delphi can get shipped anywhere that Tina wants to take her. So these processes that she's going through, it's very good for her to share them. It's good for us to share them with you so that you understand what is happening to your feeling self, what is happening to your mind and your conditioning programs. Because this is part of the ascension, is letting go of conditioned programs that are fear-based and fear-driven. Letting go of limiting thoughts and ideas that minimize you and make you purely physical, only vulnerable, not the amazing creator, the spiritual being, the eternal creature that you are. You will never feel bad when you refer to yourself as an eternal spiritual being. You will only feel bad when you go, my body might die. So your feelings are impeccable and constant. So use them as you go through these difficult times. Use them, knowing that if you feel bad, you've gone down in frequency and you're looking at things as if you're a body. When you feel excited, you go, oh, I'm the creator of my reality. Where do I want to go in this world? What kind of experience do I want to have in this world? Yes, there's people over here doing this, but I'm not going over there. I choose light. I choose love. I choose freedom. I choose self-expression. And there will be some of you that say, I can't see my way out of this. If you're in 3D thinking, you can't see your way out of it because you're down in the battleground. The shadows have you. If you can't see your way out of a situation that you're in right now, read the course some more, do more prayers, spend more time in nature, all of the things that we normally tell you, and do not let your mind go into the physical world in the sense of, what are the governments doing? What are the rules they're bringing down? What are they telling me I can't do? One of the things you must understand is that they have to have your consent. They have to have your consent. If you say no, then they cannot do anything because what they're coercing you into doing is in fact illegal. Now, if you're in a foreign country, we would say be a little more cautious because you have to know the rules of where you live. You have to understand that there are higher laws. And of course, above the human laws are God's laws. God's laws are always true if you see them, if you align with them, if you reinforce them in your mind. If you're constantly reinforcing the government's rules, you will feel terrible. You will not see the open door that will give you the escape route or the alternative that you want to have. So if you're feeling trapped, if you're feeling stuck, understand that you've gone into 3D. You've gone into fear. The propaganda has taken hold of your mind. Turn off the propaganda. Don't talk about it. Go to wisdom texts, loving texts that are going to lift your frequency up out of the world of death and destruction into the world of love, appreciation, inspiration, and creativity. And yes, if you've allowed yourself to go down, 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 you are going to have to give yourself some time to get out of the hole that you've dug for yourself. But we say, do not blame anybody else for the way you feel. Understand that there is freedom available to all of you. There is health available to all of you. There is love and abundance available to all of you who are not immersed in the battleground. We will take a short break. Oh, I turned sideways.